Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good night. We don't know in what time of the day you're hearing us and watching us, but you are very welcome to our podcast. I'm Ala and
I'm
Margot,
Margot.
and today we're going to talk about exercise.
Yes. We've talked about a lot of different subjects, but this is one that we both have in common, and we've
We do.
never really talked about it before with each other. We know we both do
That's
exercise,
that's true. That's true.
but
And as we like to improvise and have our chats as if they would be private, just recording it. So it will be fun.
yeah. Can you tell me? I know you told me when we met that you do yoga,
I do.
right? But how's your daily exercise routine? This is something I was thinking about. I'm like, I wonder. I mean, I know you do it at home, but can you explain to me?
Yeah, I'm. Bueno, first of all, we're gonna probably we're gonna go deeper. We're not just gonna talk about exercise. Like I know that a lot of information. It's already so known. It's so talked about everywhere. So we're probably gonna be deeper. I have my point of view always from energetic and
Mhm. Yeah,
side,
but
but
yes, I know that's perfect, and I love that. But I want to know. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
honestly,
Answering the
like
question.
how's your routine for exercise on a
I
daily?
don't exactly. I
Yeah.
I I try to maintain my routine, but I'm very flexible
Yeah,
because
because you
that's
were
where
a ballerina.
well, talking about flexibility. Yeah, I am very flexible, but I try to maintain flexible mind too, and that was I was I think the most important part of any routine. The
Hmm.
the flexibility is that's the part that I want to kind of um, talk about in this podcast.
Hmm.
But yes, talking about routine, I try to do exercise every day
Okay.
if I can.
Hmm.
If I can't, it's fine.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna, it's not gonna ruin my day. It's most important
Yeah.
part. And I just rotate between running, walking, and yoga. But
Hmm.
when I walk or run, I always to the end do 20 minutes of yoga. Always.
Okay.
Because flexible uh, body, it's a young body.
Hmm.
Flexibility, it's the most important part.
Hmm.
Tantra, flexible mind, flexible body.
Yeah.
Flexible mind is the happiness.
Mm.
Flexible body,
At
it's
what age did you start doing ballet? Because I know you did ballet, right?
no. I did ballet, classical ballet, as a part of training in circus.
Oh.
Because in circus we are that's I was an acrobat, so we do acrobatics. But to have a grace
Mm.
in Russia, gymnasts, acrobats, they we always have to do classical ballet, so
Mm.
we can know how to move our body, how to move our
Hands,
hands, and
movements,
have
posture.
yeah have a beautiful posture always.
Mm.
So yeah, classical ballet it's like a basis. It's a
Hmm.
basic. It's for for musicians. Is a solfeggio. How you say it in English? Uh,
Like
solfeggio.
the
Like
reading of the
yeah,
lyrics of the
exactly.
music.
Like
Yeah.
reading of the
Hmm.
music, like
Hmm.
the basic of the
Hmm.
musical language.
Yeah. And did you ever develop any exercise as a discipline competitively, or you just did it always recreationally? I
I
mean,
compare and during my school years, I always did competitions.
in which discipline?
Uh, athleticism.
Oh,
I
okay.
ran, and then I ran ski is cross country ski.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of running
Hmm.
in the snow
Yeah,
in skis.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
that's nice.
I kind of did. Yes.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I did swimming. I mean, I grew up on a lake. So we played on the lake, and just my dad at one point saw that I had become a good swimmer from being exposed to the lake, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to put you on the swim team." So I started swimming, And that was a life changer for me because it's a different type of sport. It involves more your mind
Yes.
because you're not verbally connecting with anybody because you're in the water. Your head's inside the water, so you can't really
You're
talk.
by yourself.
You're by
You like me, myself, and I.
absolutely,
It's
absolutely.
hard.
It is, it is. And then that went into water polo, which
Oh, you did?
yes,
Wow. I love water polo.
I played water
My
polo.
ex-husband played water polo,
Really, I played
so
water polo
I love to
many
watch it, the
many
games.
years. It's
Wow.
yeah, that was a good time for me because it actually coincided with my father's death when I started playing water polo. So it was a way for me to get all that aggression, all that
Mm-hmm.
anger that I
Mm-hmm.
had inside
Mm-hmm.
because there's a lot of physical contact involved, and it was a great way. I mean, I had the game, I'll never forget, where we won the game like 10-1, and I made 9 of those 10
Wow.
points. And I was like, but that day it was particular because I had well, it was through the process leading to my father's death. I had just come from the hospital, and they had given us bad news that he didn't have long to live. So I took that out on the game,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the result. We won.
Well, that's one of the benefits of of exercise.
Yeah.
But it might, as everything,
Mhm.
when I talk about any topic,
Mhm.
anything, I always use the two words: consciousness
Oh yeah.
and balance.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There is everything is there,
Absolutely. Yeah.
because anything, there is nothing in this physical world that is bad or good or right or wrong.
Yeah.
It's all about balance.
I
It's
complete.
all it's all
Yeah.
it's all about why you're
Yeah.
doing it,
Uh huh.
and then it's all about if it's it it the you balance it. The life is it's
Mhm.
basically balanced.
I completely agree because I had that firsthand experience. Like I said, I mean, I started doing water polo competitively in high school, and I did it at uh, the university level. And then when I graduated and I came to Costa Rica, I was still in my early 20s. I was playing with the national team of Costa Rica, which,
Wow.
the country doesn't have a very big water
No,
polo
they don't.
team or level, but it also happened to be that at that time I had just gotten married, and my life had changed from that Margot who was looking for a way to get out all this anger, all this
Mm-hmm.
from inside. And I saw that I needed to change my discipline into a different form because I never stopped exercise. I just changed it into running because I was coming home with all that adrenaline and all that to a husband that wanted a wife that was, hi honey, how are you, this that. So I needed to shift, and I started running, and I did that for quite a while. I started doing like 5Ks, 10Ks, and my trainer wanted me to do marathons. Oh my goodness, thank God I stopped because I probably would be not be here. I would be running somewhere. But ultimately, and going back to your word of balance, where I want to get to is running led me to discover somebody occasionally because I had started running and I was like with my running clothes when I bumped into a girl at the shopping center, and she was also like in athletic clothes, and I spoke
Mm-hmm.
to her. I said, what kind of exercise do you do, just out of curiosity, because we bumped in like
Mm-hmm.
like you're walking and you bump. And she said, oh, I'm a Pilates instructor. And I said, oh, really? I wasn't too satisfied with the running because I really didn't like what it was doing for my knees. I was having to have
Mm-hmm.
like pain on my knees. So when she said, I said, Pilates. I had heard about
Mm-hmm.
Pilates, but I really didn't understand the discipline. And that's when I got introduced to the world of Pilates. This was in 2012, more or less.
Mhm.
So, and that's where I decided to stay all these years. I tried to do CrossFit and functional training. I admire those people who do that. That's serious. That's very serious.
It's very addictive.
It's very addictive.
It's very addictive. That's what I was.
Oh.
I had when I started yoga,
Mm-hmm.
it was because of this kind of synchronicity as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because I injured my back when I was still in gymnastic and circus.
You
And
injured it while you were there, or that was from the accident that you had?
no, it was in training, and when I was
You injured it while you were training.
exactly. And then, and started to manifest when I was pregnant, and then it became very big problem. So I had to stop running because I did run. I had to stop running, and then
Did
it
you
became
run
so.
competitively or just
I
recreationally?
did half marathon
Mm.
once,
Oh,
and then
wow.
it's become so painful that I had to stop all the exercise altogether. It do just the therapy for a year, for a year, the whole year, just therapy,
Therapy, just to
therapy,
recover.
and then I started yoga. Yoga, it's a wonderful exercise. It's so complete.
Mm-hmm.
You just to be very patient, and that's what other aspect of exercise.
Mm-hmm.
I think um, you develop patience
Mm-hmm.
not to have the instant gratification right away,
Mm-hmm.
because we want everything. We want energy. We feel bad, we
Mm.
want energy right away.
Mm.
We feel a lack, we want something right away.
Mm.
We feel a hole and we want something right away.
Mm.
So the exercise, like running, there's some exercise, very high adrenaline exercise,
Yeah.
they provide you that
Yeah.
for a moment.
Right.
That's why they highly addictive.
Yeah.
And that's the negative side of exercise.
Mm.
Because if you used to feel your whole, feel something you lack, or feel something with hello, feel lack with something external,
I'll fix it. You look handsome.
and and you used
Mm.
to adrenaline production of this chemical substance, feeling you lack every day, it gets addictive.
Yeah.
That's why there is a people that they're addicted to exercise.
Absolutely. I did, after having the kids, it took me quite a while to come back into the exercise scene. And one of the things that was very difficult for me was
Why you use that?
we're recording, yeah? One of the things that was very difficult for me to do was after he's my youngest son. So after he was born, and I decided to breastfeed exclusively, I had 2.5 years of no exercise in a way of discipline, right? Like I didn't have a place that I was going to exercise because I grew up with having to have like a coach
Mm-hmm.
or something because I did sports competitively. So for me, that's important to have somebody there guiding me, telling me. And when I tried to come back into the exercise scene, I tried going to like gyms, yeah, I tried going like to traditional gyms, and I tried going to places of like functional trainings in groups. And the part that was lacking for me was the cognitive
Mm-hmm.
portion, because all these exercises you just are doing the motions, but you can physically be there, but mentally you're not there, right? Because your body develops a sense of routine, so you're just boom doing the motion. And since I had experienced Pilates before the kids, I said, no, I need to go back to the basics, because I feel now that I've been doing Pilates, I've just now reincorporated it into my life, where that physical mental connection, right? I'm not making huge movements, I'm not lifting a lot of weights. I am not on the treadmill creating all that adrenaline, but what I get from it is so much more with small movements, but consistent and conscious movements, right? So,
But for me, yoga it's similar,
mhm,
and there we can talk about consciousness,
mhm.
because why we doing anything, that's ultimately the most important thing.
Right. It's our motivation.
It's our motivation, and not dependency.
Mhm.
I think it's the key word,
Very smart. Yep.
because if your your exercise and just your tool
Yeah.
for anything,
Hmm.
for relaxing, for relaxation, for feeling good,
For dopamine,
exactly,
for
that's
serotonin.
absolutely perfect. And those are more one of the most important tools. But if exercise starting to limit our liberty, our freedom,
Absolutely.
because you're
Absolutely.
so addicted and you're so used to this routine, you can function properly, you can function normally. If you suddenly can do it, that's not good. Anything that's it's playing with your free will,
I
it
absolutely
goes with the negative side.
I absolutely
So we have to
agree.
be very, very, very careful.
I absolutely agree. I've seen that with people I know, with friends that, they I mean, it's a great way to, for example, somebody who struggles with anxiety, right? So you go to the gym and you create all this dopamine, you create all this serotonin, and it feels so good. Your body wants to repeat that, right? So you're back there, you're doing it, but then you're losing muscle mass. You're doing probably in the long term more damage, even with people who do marathons, right? All the pressure they put on their hearts.
Well, that's talking about just physical side.
Yeah.
But talking about freedom,
Yeah.
what happened, and I saw many cases of those,
Mm-hmm.
when the people got very into something and then they got injured, and they go into depression, their life
Mm-hmm.
just they when you need something, when you start needing something,
Mm-hmm.
that's not good.
I agree. I
The
agree.
only thing we should need always is the connection to the light of God.
Absolutely.
That's it. All the energy or our motivation, everything should go with just one source. All the other things,
Or distractions.
exactly.
I absolutely
No,
agree.
not distraction. They might be, but they're just tools.
I
They're
abs-
just tools. But
they
you
can
don't
become distractions
exactly.
if we
But
give them the wrong place in our
exactly,
life. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's also it's more very important. Sometimes some things that is starting very good takes the wrong place.
Absolutely.
I saw how many wrecked marriages
Yeah.
because someone start to run or start to ride a bicycle, and then it takes energy of something, or it takes space of something that's it's most important, because we have priority in life,
I absolutely
right?
agree.
And priority, always the same priority. It's your faith or your
Mm-hmm.
God or your
Mm-hmm.
spirituality, you
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
and then you couple, if you have a couple, your spouse, and then anything
Yeah.
else,
Yeah.
anything else.
Yeah.
And exercise in one of the tools,
Uh,
just tools. But if this thing goes up,
yeah. Yeah.
it's
I
create damage.
absolutely
Create
agree.
damage.
Right now, this morning, I did a class where I told you I was on those, they're like those discs that they're moving disc, and I had to balance. I had used them some time ago, but I hadn't used them in a long time. And that exercise was more than just a physical part. It gave me a lesson that I want to take with me now everywhere I go, which is, this is how life is. It's like that disc, right? It's always moving, it's always going this way, that way. But I somehow had to stand there. I had to lift my hand, I had to lift my arm, and I had to move and find balance. And that's where I want to leave this, I think, for all our listeners, balance, right? We started off talking about balance and we end this talking about balance.
Yes, yes. because if one of the aspects in our life we lose this balance of the central column, because we always have to be drawn to the to maintain us in the central column like this, you're standing in a disc, because life is always going to throw us a movement, always.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If we are in the middle of the disc,
Mm-hmm.
we have a wiggle,
Mm-hmm.
we can be there and keep moving, and we
Mm-hmm.
can start but if we're in one of the sides of the discs,
Mm-hmm.
the force of the centrifugal force gonna
Mm-hmm.
throw us away.
Yeah.
Like any moments, you out. So that's why it's very important
To
be
find the
balanced.
balance.
And exercise, it's very important. So the importance of exercise is the same as a diet, as a reading,
Mm-hmm.
writing, meditating,
Mm-hmm.
of maintaining our body, our mind, our spirituality, our
Mm-hmm.
soul
Mm-hmm.
in 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 the right set
Mm-hmm.
of always receiving the same attention.
Absolutely agree. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening, and we'll be back with some great topics for next uh our next podcast. We're gonna have Rick and Peggy from Los Angeles. They're gonna tell us about their love story.
And you can
Woo!
write to us.
Yeah.
Write us what topic are you interested in. You can write questions. You can write anything you want, and we're gonna read all the comments, all the questions, and gonna base our next podcast on your needs and your wants.
Yeah.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.